If you're eating the wrong kind of protein, you could be silently pushing your kidneys toward failure. And the scariest part is, you might feel perfectly fine until it's too late. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why something you eat every single day could be quietly overloading the very organs that keep you alive. Now, protein isn't the villain here. In fact, it's one of the most essential nutrients your body needs to build muscle, repair tissues, and keep your immune system strong. But here's the truth no one talks about. Not all protein is created equal, and some of the most healthy-looking options could be forcing your kidneys to work far harder than they were ever meant to. I've seen it happen in my own patients. Lab results climbing in all the wrong directions while they thought they were eating clean. The good news, you don't have to give up protein. You just have to choose smarter. And today, I'll walk you through the 4 cleanest, most kidney-friendly protein sources that will fuel your body without punishing your kidneys, plus 6 sneaky high-risk proteins you need to know about before your next meal. Along the way, I'll share one simple daily habit that could protect your kidneys for years to come. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you think about every bite of protein you put on your plate. And to start, let's talk about one of the most underestimated yet powerful choices you can make for your kidney health. A simple food you probably already have in your kitchen right now. Egg whites, simple, pure, and one of the most underrated kidney protectors you'll ever find. Most people think protein means chicken breast, steak, or that expensive powder sitting in your pantry. But egg whites, they're in a league of their own. Here's why. They deliver all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to repair muscle, boost immunity, and recover from daily stress without the baggage that comes with meat or dairy. One large egg white has about 10 milligrams of phosphorus. Compare that to a whole egg with over 80. That difference is huge when your kidneys are already struggling to keep phosphorus in check. Too much phosphorus doesn't just hurt your bones, it hardens blood vessels, raises heart risks, and silently accelerates kidney decline. And there's another hidden win egg. Whites are almost purine-free. That means far less uric acid buildup, which can help you dodge gout flare-ups and painful inflammation. No cholesterol, no saturated fat, no heavy digestion, just clean, high-value protein your body can absorb efficiently so you eat less but get more out of every bite. Maria, one of my patients, was constantly fatigued with phosphorus levels creeping up despite her healthy meat-based diet. We swapped in egg whites 4 days a week. 2 months later, her labs improved, her energy returned, and she told me she felt lighter both physically and mentally. And the best part, egg whites blend into almost anything: oatmeal, stir fries, soups, giving you a silent upgrade without changing the flavor of your favorite meals. Because when the right protein works quietly in your corner, your kidneys can finally breathe. And speaking of quiet strength, our next protein may look humble, but it's a plant-based powerhouse that could change the way you think about eating for kidney health. Soft on the outside, powerful where it matters most, it's one of the most overlooked kidney-friendly proteins in the world. And let's clear something up right now. Tofu isn't just for vegans. It's for anyone who wants strong, steady protein without drowning their kidneys in acid, phosphorus, or nitrogen waste. Half a cup delivers around 10 grams of high-quality plant protein, enough to maintain muscle, speed up healing, and keep your metabolism humming, all without forcing your filtration system into overdrive. Here's the secret. Unlike animal proteins, which create an acidic environment your kidneys have to fight all day to neutralize, tofu is naturally more pH neutral. That means less metabolic stress, less bone loss, and less invisible damage over time. And here's where it gets even better. Soy protein doesn't spike filtration pressure in your glomeruli, the microscopic filters that clean your blood. Lower pressure means less wear and tear, giving those filters a chance to rest and recover. On top of that, tofu is packed with isoflavones and antioxidants, natural compounds that cool inflammation and protect kidney cells at the molecular level. Mark, one of my stage 4 CKD patients, swore tofu was tasteless. 2 months after adding it to his soups and stir-fries, he came back with more energy, no bloating, and phosphorus finally under control. His exact words, "It wasn't flashy, but it worked." Pro tip: use silken tofu in smoothies or scrambles for a creamy texture, and firm tofu for stir-fries or baking. Just skip the deep fryer and pre-marinated versions. They're often loaded with sodium and hidden phosphate additives. When you choose protein that works with your body instead of against it, you're not just eating, you're investing in more years of kidney health. And that brings us to the next protein, a warm, familiar comfort food that delivers clean, gentle nutrition without the heavy cost your kidneys usually pay for animal protein. If tofu is your gentle plant-based warrior, tilapia is the comfort food hero your kidneys have been waiting for. It's warm, familiar, and nourishing without the heavy cost that most animal proteins demand. Tilapia is a mild, lean white fish that's incredibly easy to digest. 100 grams gives you around 22 grams of clean protein, with only about 170 milligrams of phosphorus. That's a world apart from red meat or organ meats, where phosphorus can spike high enough to make your kidneys feel like they're running a marathon every day. Here's the difference you can feel. Heavier meats tend to sit in your stomach, flooding your system with waste products and triggering inflammation. Tilapia breaks down gently, releasing amino acids steadily without overwhelming your filtration system. It's also more balanced in omega-3 to omega-6 fats, helping calm the chronic inflammation that quietly accelerates kidney decline. And it brings along extra nutrients like selenium and vitamin B12 to support kidney metabolism and fight oxidative stress. George, one of my stage 3 CKD patients, swapped his usual steak nights for steamed tilapia twice a week. Within weeks, his lab results improved, but more importantly, he told me he felt light again, not just in his body, but in his mind. That's the kind of shift you can't measure on paper. Preparing tilapia is simple: steam it, bake it, or grill it with a squeeze of lemon and fresh herbs. Skip the deep fryer. Your kidneys don't need that extra burden. Because protecting your health shouldn't mean giving up comfort, it should mean redefining it. And speaking of redefining, the next protein isn't even an animal product. It's a tiny grain that's been fueling human strength for thousands of years, and it might just be the perfect balance your kidneys have been searching for. If tilapia is comfort on a plate, quinoa is quiet power in a bowl. It's not flashy. It doesn't need to be, because this tiny seed carries a nutritional profile that puts most so-called superfoods to shame. Quinoa is one of the rare plant-based proteins that's actually complete, meaning it has all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. One cooked cup gives you about 8 grams of high-quality protein, plus a fiber bonus your kidneys will love. Here's why that fiber matters. It helps move waste products like urea and nitrogen out through your gut instead of forcing your kidneys to do all the heavy lifting. It's like giving your kidneys a reliable teammate for cleanup duty. And unlike many beans or lentils, quinoa keeps potassium and phosphorus at a safer, lower level. That's a big deal, because when kidneys weaken, those minerals can sneak up, causing dangerous heart rhythm changes, bone loss, and fluid shifts you never see coming until it's too late. Sandra, one of my patients in her 70s, battled unpredictable potassium spikes and constant bloating. Rice left her sluggish. Lentils pushed her potassium too high. When she switched to quinoa a few nights a week, her digestion calmed, her energy came back, and her blood work finally stabilized. Pro tip: always rinse quinoa before cooking to remove its natural bitter coating, called saponins. Steam it with water or low-sodium broth, pair it with tofu or vegetables, and skip the salty sauces or cheese that undo its benefits. With quinoa, you get the strength of a grain, the balance of a complete protein, and the satisfaction of knowing you're fueling your body instead of fighting it. But protecting your kidneys isn't just about what you add to your plate, It's also about knowing the hidden dangers you might already be eating. And some of the most dangerous proteins for kidney health are the ones that look healthy on the label, but quietly do the most damage. It looks lean. It sounds clean. It's sold as the better alternative to pork bacon. But for your kidneys, turkey bacon is a wolf in a feathered disguise. One strip, just one, can pack over 500 milligrams of sodium. That's more than 20% of your daily safe limit, gone in a single bite. If you're already living with kidney disease, that much sodium can tip you into dangerous territory, fast-raising blood pressure, causing swelling, and forcing your heart to work harder. But sodium isn't the only enemy here. Turkey bacon is loaded with phosphate additives, artificial chemicals that spike your blood phosphorus much faster than natural foods. And high phosphorus doesn't just weaken your bones. It calcifies blood vessels, raises your heart attack risk, and silently pushes kidney function downhill. Then there are the nitrites preservatives tied to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Both of these are like slow acid on kidney tissue, wearing down the very cells that keep your blood clean. Angela, a 64-year-old teacher with stage 3 CKD, thought she was being smart swapping pork bacon for turkey bacon. But her labs told a different story: phosphorus climbing, blood pressure stuck high, ankles swollen. When we cut processed meats entirely and replaced them with fresh, kidney-safe proteins, the changes were dramatic. Her swelling faded, her energy returned, and her lab results started to improve within weeks. The lesson: lean and low fat don't mean safe for your kidneys. If it's processed, your kidneys feel it. And while turkey bacon wears its health halo proudly, the next protein is even trickier, because it comes from a wholesome plant food most people think is harmless. They look wholesome, they sound healthy, and for people with normal kidneys, they can be a great source of plant protein. But for anyone with kidney disease, red lentils can quietly become a dangerous overload. Here's why. 1 cooked cup of red lentils delivers more than 700 milligrams of potassium and over 350 milligrams of phosphorus. Those numbers might sound harmless on paper, but for weakened kidneys, they're a heavy, relentless burden. Potassium is vital for nerve and muscle function, but too much in your blood can throw off your heart rhythm. In severe cases, it can trigger muscle weakness, dangerous arrhythmias, and even sudden cardiac arrest. Phosphorus is just as risky. When your kidneys can't remove enough, it builds up in your bloodstream, pulling calcium from your bones and depositing it into your arteries. That means weaker bones, stiffer blood vessels, and a much higher risk of heart disease. Eli, one of my longtime vegan patients, had been eating lentils almost every day. He believed he was fueling his body with one of the cleanest plant proteins available. But when his energy began to crash and his blood work showed alarming spikes in potassium, we had to make a change. We swapped lentils for quinoa, a lower potassium, lower phosphorus alternative. Within a few weeks, his potassium normalized, his energy came back, and his bloating disappeared. The key here isn't that red lentils are bad for everyone. It's that they're bad for damaged kidneys that can't handle the mineral load. And while red lentils hide their risks under a plant-based halo, the next protein doesn't hide anything. It's processed, packaged, and dangerous from the very first bite. They're nostalgic. They taste like childhood summers, ball games, and backyard cookouts. But for your kidneys, hot dogs are a loaded weapon wrapped in a bun. Here's the truth. Every bite is a triple hit of sodium, unhealthy fats, and chemical preservatives. One hot dog can contain close to 600 milligrams of sodium, almost a third of what someone with kidney disease should have in an entire day. That sodium drives up blood pressure, causes swelling, and forces your kidneys to filter more fluid than they can safely handle. But it doesn't stop there. Hot dogs are packed with sodium nitrates and phosphate additives. Nitrates are linked to inflammation and oxidative stress, two processes that damage kidney cells at the microscopic level. Phosphate additives spike your blood phosphorus far more quickly than natural sources, leading to calcium loss from your bones and calcification in your arteries. The fat content is another hidden blow. Many hot dogs contain oxidized fats from processing, which increase inflammation and worsen blood vessel health. Michael, a 71-year-old stage 3 CKD patient, ate hot dogs for lunch several times a week. They were quick, familiar, and cheap. But when his GFR suddenly dropped and his uric acid skyrocketed, we traced it back to his processed meat habit. After removing hot dogs and replacing them with fresh, kidney-friendly proteins, his lab numbers improved and his swelling went down within months. Here's the takeaway: hot dogs may be convenient, but they're convenience at a cost your kidneys can't afford. And if you think danger only hides in processed meats, think again. The next protein is marketed as pure health and fitness fuel, but for compromised kidneys, it's a silent overload waiting to happen. It's marketed as pure. It's sold as the ultimate muscle builder. But for weakened kidneys, whey protein isolate can quietly become one of the most punishing choices you make. Here's why. Whey protein isolate is highly concentrated, stripped down to deliver a massive hit of protein without the natural fiber, antioxidants, or anti-inflammatory compounds found in whole foods. When that concentrated protein hits your system, it creates a surge of nitrogen waste that your kidneys have to filter out. For healthy kidneys, and that's manageable. But for kidneys already struggling, it's like adding extra weight to a bridge with cracks in its foundation. Over time, this high nitrogen load can push your filtration system into overdrive. That means more pressure inside the glomeruli, the tiny filters that clean your blood, and more long-term damage. It also produces an acidic environment your body has to work hard to neutralize, pulling minerals from your bones and increasing your risk of osteoporosis. Dan, one of my 48-year-old patients, was in great shape and swore by his daily whey shakes. When his creatinine climbed and fatigue hit hard, he was shocked. We replaced his whey with gentler, kidney-friendly proteins like egg whites and tofu. Within weeks, his energy returned, his workouts felt better, and his labs started to improve. The lesson, clean on the label, doesn't mean clean for your kidneys. Whole food proteins give you balance. Isolates give you imbalance your kidneys can't afford. And sometimes, the trap isn't in a fitness aisle at all. It's in your pantry, sitting in a can with a label that looks healthy and heart-friendly, but hides a mineral load that can quietly push your kidneys over the edge. They wear the Heart Healthy badge proudly. Plant-based, high in fiber, full of plant protein. What could possibly go wrong for someone with healthy kidneys? Black beans can be a nutritious choice, but for damaged kidneys, especially the canned variety, they can be a hidden minefield. Here's the problem. Even after draining and rinsing, a single cup of canned black beans can pack around 600 milligrams of potassium. That's a heavy dose for a body that can't filter potassium efficiently. Too much potassium in your blood can throw off your heart's rhythm, cause muscle weakness, or in severe cases, trigger sudden cardiac arrest. And then there's the sodium. Many canned black beans contain more salt than an entire bag of chips, sometimes over 500 milligrams per serving. That sodium pulls more fluid into your bloodstream, raising blood pressure and forcing your kidneys to work harder to remove it. Potassium and sodium together form a dangerous 1-2 punch. The high mineral load can also contribute to fluid retention, swelling, and shortness of breath symptoms many kidney patients already battle daily. Teresa, a 66-year-old vegetarian patient of mine, relied on canned beans for quick meals. She couldn't understand why her potassium kept spiking, even though she avoided meat. When we traced the source and replaced canned beans with well-soaked, home-cooked beans and balanced her meals with low-potassium grains, her potassium levels dropped, her swelling eased, and she felt lighter. The takeaway is simple. Not all plant-based foods are automatically safe for kidneys. Even a healthy food in the wrong form, like canned beans, can quietly work against you. And that brings us to the final protein on our list of foods so deeply tied to tradition and comfort that it's often the hardest to give up, Yet it can quietly chip away at your kidney function with every bite. It's tradition, it's celebration. For many, it's the centerpiece of a perfect meal, rich, juicy, and full of flavor. But for your kidneys, even the leanest cut of steak can carry a hidden cost that builds up with every bite. Here's the truth. Steak is loaded with saturated fat, phosphorus, and purines. That combination is a triple threat for anyone with chronic kidney disease. The saturated fat raises inflammation and clogs arteries, making it harder for your kidneys to get the steady blood flow they need to function. The phosphorus, in higher doses than most kidney patients can safely handle, weakens bones and accelerates vascular calcification, literally hardening your blood vessels over time. And the purines, they break down into uric acid, which can trigger painful gout flare-ups and add even more strain to your kidneys. James, a 72-year-old patient, used to eat steak 3 or 4 nights a week. He said it gave him energy and strength. But over the years, his gout attacks became more frequent. His blood work showed rising creatinine, and his blood pressure was harder to control. When we reduced his steak intake and replaced it with gentler proteins like tilapia and egg whites, the transformation was clear. His joint pain eased, his kidney numbers stabilized, and he felt more mobile than he had in years. The challenge with steak isn't just the nutrients, it's the tradition. We associate it with family gatherings, holidays, and comfort. But kidney health often means redefining comfort in a way that supports your future, not just your cravings in the moment. And now that you know the proteins to add and the ones to avoid, it's time to look at one small daily habit that can help your kidneys work better every single day without changing a single thing on your plate. Sometimes the simplest habits make the biggest difference. And when it comes to protecting your kidneys, a light morning walk can be one of the most powerful tools you have. Just 20 to 30 minutes of gentle walking after you wake up helps improve blood circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to kidney tissue. It supports the filtration process, helping your kidneys clear waste more efficiently. It also helps stabilize blood pressure and blood sugar, 2 of the biggest drivers of kidney damage. I've seen it in my patients. Those who made morning walks part of their daily routine reported less swelling, better energy, and improved mood within weeks. One patient even told me, "It feels like my kidneys wake up with me." The key isn't speed or distance, it's consistency. Start at your own pace, even just around your living room or yard, and build up gradually. Pair this habit with the right foods, and you're giving your kidneys the best possible environment to keep working for years to come, because when you start your day in motion, you're not just moving your body, you're moving your health forward. At the end of the day, your kidneys don't need perfection, they need consistent care. Small, intentional choices add up over time, replacing risky proteins with kidney-friendly ones, avoiding hidden dangers in your daily diet, and moving your body each morning to keep your blood flowing and your filtration system strong. Remember, it's not about overhauling your entire life overnight. It's about making changes you can stick with. One meal, one habit, one step at a time. Even the smallest improvement today can protect your kidney function tomorrow. I want you to know you're not alone on this journey. I've seen patients turn their health around, and I believe you can too. You deserve to feel stronger, lighter, and more in control of your future. So, save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder or a boost of motivation. And make sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest science-based kidney health tips and medical guidance you can trust. Together, we'll keep building the knowledge and habits that help your kidneys keep working for you for years to come.